We're now going to one that's set to transform a coastal community in the northwest. The Eden Project Bring Me Sunshine Garden provides a taster of the huge regeneration to come for one of Britain's oldest seaside towns. And we join the designers in Morecambe to find out more.
I'm garden designer Harry Holding.
And I'm architect Alex McCandless.
We're co-designers of the Eden Project Bring Me Sunshine Garden for this year's RHS Chelsea Flower Show. And ultimately that's named after Morecambe's son, Eric Morecambe, who would have been 100 years this year. So it's going to be my third Chelsea garden, and yeah, it's the biggest yet, so I'm really excited to be getting back there.
And this is my first garden, and I'm looking forward to the madness.
The inspiration for this garden really is all about trying to engage and educate young adults in horticulture. So we're trying to look to the local landscape, which is a really inspiring place, to all the different plants that are growing here locally, and also the plants that might be growing here in the future as well. Chelsea is the first stop on the journey for this garden, and afterwards we're going to be rebuilding it here at the new Eden Project Morecambe, right on the coast. And right now is really an unloved space, and we're going to be creating a 1.6 acre public realm community garden. This coastal meadow is just going to be thousands of meters squared of it. I mean, we have something like 30,000 plants coming into this spot alone. We can have dye plants, medicinal plants, perennial foods, showcasing what can you do in a really elemental coastal location like this. But ultimately here, you know, it is making it show garden size. Every single element in the garden will find its home here when we move it to Morecambe.
So we're bringing the seaside into the design in the structures, and they are based on mussel shells with solar panels on top to power various elements of the garden. And we're using lots of things that are going to challenge us, like clamcrete, which is this sort of concrete mix using shells mixed into the concrete. So the concrete use in it is very small, but we have the legs of the structure made in this. The challenges of working in this location, it's very harsh conditions. So Harry's challenge is really to make sure that the garden looks fantastic all year round using the right plants. Our challenge is to work with structures that can also be used by the community all year round and not be destroyed by the conditions.
So challenges here with the garden is the fact that it is public park and it's a community garden. So it's really important to bring the community into that process so that there is that ownership and that care and love of it. But then also, you know, it needs to service as this place that's going to take millions of visitors through this beautiful garden to enter into Eden. And over the past 2 years, we've been doing loads of amazing workshops.
By bringing this new garden here, it's the first sort of little green shoots of hope and positivity and pride back to Morecambe.
So in our process of engaging with 20 different community groups over all of Morecambe Bay, everybody just kept saying, you need to speak to Yak. Yak, you're clearly the man to bring in to help us connect to the community here. And I mean, tell me about your journey in Morecambe.
You know, having grown up here and certainly being a youth and community worker for the last 30 years, I was absolutely committed to supporting you because I know what kind of projects like this can do to transform young people's lives. Over the last decade or so, we've seen real decline in opportunities. I mean, I'm excited by the prospect of Eden being built.
Let's cut ourselves to 10 years' time. What does Morecambe look like to you?
I mean, if you look at the beauty, looking over the bay, and just see how stunning that is, you know, the idea is that if we can turn that 180 and see the town replicate the beauty of that bay, that would be an amazing achievement, you know, seeing the town prosperous. And more importantly, making sure that we have so many opportunities for young people and the wider community.
So we've done a whole host of different workshops, and then ultimately, hopefully those skills will empower some young people to get jobs here at Eden and work in green industries locally. And Green Fingers is a real hub for the community, and it's got a strong connection to Eden, and it's a place where a lot of social prescribing and horticulture therapy happens, so it's a perfect venue for us to do some horticulture skill development. Right, so we're going to be planting out these whips, and these are Populus tremula, which is a type of poplar. So this is a plant that can take quite a lot of wind and will really start to create that, what is called a shelter belt And that will just help to buffer the wind as it comes through, where we're then going to be growing our productive plants, our kind of coastal orchard, and all these different species in that kind of growing zone in the community hub. It's a really special opportunity to be doing workshops over the past couple of years with lots of different people from Morecambe, and an amazing group of young adults here who are inspiring to sort of get into those green industries, develop skills in horticulture, and I think it's just been an amazing journey we've all been on together.
I think the Eden project will bring more job opportunities and more visitors to the area.
Most people I've spoken to are very keen on local involvement.
I hope it does improve Morecambe, bring a bit of life back to a ghost town, really.
Gives me general hope for the future. It's exciting to be planting trees and making it happen.
And this spot right here is just such a beautiful spot right by the coast. Incredible ecology and incredible communities. That's what this garden's all about tapping into.
What we hope from bringing this garden from Chelsea is a legacy, but also the community feel that it's theirs.
Ultimately, Eden's all about regeneration. This is coming to Morecambe here, and I think if anything, successes of Cornwall will show that this place is going to feel very different in a few years' time.
And what a truly uplifting space this is. Look, your eyes carried right up through this poplar tree with the leaves just sort of sparkling in the wind. Beautiful. And then the contrast of the stillness of this water and this extraordinary structure right in the centre. I must say, Alex and Harry, you have made an amazing garden, and you've won a Silver Gilt medal, which is fantastic. How was the whole process of bringing it to Chelsea?
I mean, it's quite a ride, as you well know, an absolute roller coaster, but incredible to be here with such an amazing array of different teams, experts in their fields, and landscape associates leading the build. And it's 18 very full-on days, but incredible process.
Yeah, and you're here, and it's all been worth it. Tell me a bit about this clamcrete, because I think that's really interesting, combining the shell with the concrete.
So, I mean, yes, the clamcrete we've used on the floors and on each of these sections here. It's a mixing clams from Morecambe region with very low-carbon concrete mix. And it's a very effective way of building in different areas in the country with different aggregates rather than pure cement, which is really not that great.
And of course, Morecambe is the sort of the other character in this garden, isn't it? Because it's so specific to that place.
Yeah, and everything here is from Morecambe in so many different ways. And as Alex says about the clamcrete, those waste products from the Morecambe seafood industry, the limestone boulders, even this polished table, that limestone. So ultimately, when it goes back to Morecambe, if it was just left for decades, it would just crumble back into the landscape that it came from. And this boundary quite literally brings the landscapes of Morecambe to life at Chelsea Flower Show, with a journey from the coastal scenes through to the more inland rocky scenes created by the artist Finbar Ward in collaboration with the young adults that we've been working with. So
wonderful.
Beautiful to see it here.
And of course it's going to live on in Morecambe. Yeah. So a great future ahead of it. I mean, the most extraordinary garden. I hope we're going to see you on Main Avenue again.